Hey, good morning, guys. I'm on my way to work. I am I'm starting to wake up, but I had to pick up Dee Dee from work last night, and she didn't get off till like 12. And you guys know I'm normally in bed and asleep by 10. Oh man, and it's funny because I had a phone session with somebody that was out of state, and I texted her. I said, "Look, can we because I didn't get sleep the night before." And I said, can we reschedule for tomorrow? Um, because I'm real tired, and I know me. I'll start falling asleep on you on the phone, and that's kind of disrespectful when you're trying to do a counseling session. And so I told her, I said, look, I'm old and I need my rest. And she said, oh, well, you're not that old. Now, when you got to say that old, she's acknowledging that I'm old. She's just being polite. So I was like, okay, all right, that's cool. Um, but that was just funny to me. So, anyways, I'm on my way to work. It's a short day, and I'm gonna after work I'm gonna go visit my bishop, who's he's one of my really really good friends, and he's kind of an executive friend, because I got to give him a different kind of status because he is my pastor. So the some of the normal rules of friendship don't exactly apply with him, because he's my pastor and he's used to always being right, which sometimes he's not, and I kind of gotta tell him that, which is awkward at times, because of his position. That's why I call him. That's why I say he's an executive friend. But the topic today is about friends and frenemies and haters and associates. Um, because I think it's extremely difficult in life to attain any kind of success and satisfaction and maintain it if you don't have a, a solid team. I mean, a lot of therapy programs will call it your support network, your posse, your entourage, your crew, but they're your boys or your girls that are the ride or die, and they're so important, they're essential if you really want to take things to the next level and maintain it. But I think the problem a lot of us have is not only finding friends, but learning how to maintain that relationship and and have it grow. You know, and part of the problem is the same problem we have in our romantic relationships, is that sorry, we're attracted to chaos. We're attracted to dysfunction because it's a reflection of what's going on inside of our core. So, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the book The Secret. I have not read it, but I was talking to a friend about the new book called Magic, which, okay, I know my Christian friends don't start tripping. It's not a book on voodoo. It's just the title of the book. And mind you, I have not read it. We just talked about a lot of the things that are in it that were really kind of good because they talked about the magnetic attraction of our inner belief system, you know. Um, and it's funny because a lot of us, I believe a lot of us think that we are faking the world out with our acting ability, with the mask that we put on, and it really it really isn't working, because if you how do I put this? I think of that saying, "We are what we eat," and the same thing applies to who we surround ourselves with is a reflection of who we believe we are. And so that should say something to a lot of us, because if you're surrounded with people who don't really know you, do you know yourself? Because let's talk about friends. Okay. Your friends, they're friends, and then there's close friends. Okay. Um, but whether they're a close friend, an executive friend, or just a friend, they should be people that you feel safe around. And depending on the level of intimacy you have with them, will be the level of how vulnerable you can get with them. Because it's necessary that you have people that you can vent with, that you can get real with. you know, when my pastor says, I just wanted to drop kick that brother, and it cracks me up, but he's being real. When I'm at boxing with James, we talk about everything, and I love it. I mean, that's the main reason I like working out, because of the friends I make. And James is one of my church friends that also goes to work out with me. And so we've taken that relationship from church to the next level, to actually spending time outside of church. A lot of us, we're all friendly in the sanctuary, but do we really have friendships outside of the place we worship? Or are they just really those church associates? Is my whole social system, support network, full of people that are just associates? And if that's the case, that's a problem, because when it hits the fan, who do we have that we really can trust to be there when we need them? And I'm not just talking like like my close friends know that they can call me to borrow money, and really they know it's not about. I just give it to them, because friends have done that with me. They've no questions asked. They've lent me, given to me, whatever. Because they know my character, and we're tight. We're family. So a lot of my close friends know that. And they say, "Will, I need da 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 da," and I'm like, "All right, bet. I get paid this Friday. We'll see what we can do." And it's not even it's not this heartache and this hardship to come to each other, and that's the kind of relationships you need to form. When you say, "Yo, I need to talk," I'm struggling with A, B, or C, or all the above. You're not going to get judgment, but you will get honest, real advice. Because they care. We know they care. And if you haven't, if you're not used to being around people that deeply care about you, you won't know how to react to them giving you that loving advice that will come out. Sometimes it comes out like tough love, and I really do need to do a whole video on tough love, because I think some of us use the excuse of tough love as a cover up for our own ability to be cruel, and that's not tough love. That's really abuse. But that's a whole nother topic. I'll go there some other time. But when I talk to my friends, and there's a strategy to it, and I always say, "Yo, can I tell you something that may sting a little bit?" Because and I say, because I love you, I got to tell you this. So I always preface it with my compassion, and then I drop it. I say, "Yo, you a little crazy." Like, so, and that's just my style. You know, and I use it even with my clients. Once we've established that I'm crazy, and once we've established that I care, and that I care, I will be a little blunt. But look, it, the only reason I'm blunt is because sometimes I think we are too polite, and we beat around the bush too much. and especially with my men. With my men, it's just like, look, I don't got time to beat around the bush with you. I need to just drop it like this. You are a selfish SOB. Just like this car in front of me is driving way too slow. I need to be honest and just say, hey, yo, drive faster. Oh, well, hey, they started driving faster. That's funny. They must have heard me. Maybe they're watching my video. Um, but anyways, you know, you can only really effectively do that if the relationship is firmly established. So if you're giving advice to people that don't want to hear it, that get offended, you need to check the quality of your relationship with them. Maybe you're not as tight as you thought you were. And if not, you need to go back to actually the building process of building that trust and that intimacy with that person so you can tell them some things that they need to hear. And I tell you what always happens is when you go through the whole bonding process, we'll call it the bonding process, you will discover that there may be a reason why they're not listening to you, because maybe you really don't know what they're really going through. You only see surface stuff. So you're not really addressing the core issues that's affecting them. And that's why they're not listening to you. So it always comes back to, the connection. In counseling we call it the therapeutic relationship, but it's the bond. You know, do they know that what you're telling them is for their own good? It, my clients know that I care about them, even when I'm wrong, because I'm not always right. I mean, and we're good like that. Yo, Will, that advice was, that was off. You were off there, but we're still good. They don't just fire me because of one or two things I may say that doesn't hit the mark. They know that we do this as a team. And I'm not the executive of the team. I'm your partner. you know and that's how we look at it in friendships. We are a team, and I don't need a bunch of yes men and yes women to just agree with all my stuff, and neither do you. Some of us don't have close friendships because we're too sensitive for intimacy. Yeah, let me say that again. We're too sensitive to get close to people. And if that's the problem, we definitely need to heal that issue before moving forward. And here's the thing is you can't heal a broken heart, a broken spirit that has come from people without people. Okay, I know I'm not saying books are bad. I'm not saying meditation's bad. I'm not saying any of that stuff. But you can't heal in isolation what hurts you in the population. I remember when I was in the singles ministry, and the couple that was supervising me, because I would teach some classes, said that the problem with doing these groups about relationships is that we can talk about emotions and theorize about emotions, but until you get into a relationship to really work with these new tools that you've learned, it's all just theory, and we need to put it in practice. So in building friendships, building relationships, and creating something that's healthy and dynamic, I can't just do it in theory. I've got to do it in practice. And practice makes perfect. So everything's not gonna be smooth in the beginning. You've got to work through it, and that's part of the bonding, healing, building a relationship process. We work through the flaws, we work through the friction to smooth things out. And that's where we have to really address our own sensitivity. Just because somebody made a mistake or made a misstep or had a misunderstanding doesn't mean, I love this saying, doesn't mean we throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let's work it out because it's for your own good. Because we need friends, right? We need friends, yo. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I've hit my 15-minute mark. You guys know I don't like to do videos much longer than that. And I love you guys. I'm pulling into work. And keep me in prayer. I mean, when I say keep me in prayer, I'm not just, I really mean that. So for those of you guys who do pray, please continue to pray for me because, not just because I'm a mess, but because, there are things in my life that are challenging that I need to work through to overcome to get to that next level. I mean, we're all working on something, and that includes me too. So please keep me in your prayers. Love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Peace.